We have our premier sponsor tonight, Pikeville Medical Center, and we're going to get a welcome from them. We have Chief Operating Officer Juanita Deskins, been with the hospital for over 38 years. Please give a warm welcome to Miss Juanita Deskins.
Thank you, Jared. Good evening. We're honored that all of you all have decided to join us tonight as we celebrate the tremendous progress being made in our region. As Jared mentioned, I am the Chief Operating Officer at Pikeville Medical Center. Our organization, an employer of more than 2,300 people, has always proudly supported the Chamber's goals and initiatives. We try to be a good corporate citizen and a member of our community. Pikeville Medical Center's goal is to improve the health of our community, and we realize the health of our economy also needs continuous improvement so that we can create jobs, attract businesses, and recruit bright minds to live and work in our region. In my time working with the Chamber, I've seen many advancements and changes. One big change that rapidly improved economic and business development was when the Chamber took a regional approach and expanded its vision as the Southeast Chamber of Commerce. By taking a regional approach, the Chamber's efforts can positively impact the quality of life for thousands more people. Similarly, this is what we try to do at Pikeville Medical Center as we live out our mission to provide quality regional health care in a Christian environment. Many of you have noticed the growth taking place on our main campus with the addition of a new 11-story clinic and a 10-story parking garage. Walter E. May, President and CEO of Pikeville Medical Center, has been committed to bringing specialty services to the people of this region so that we no longer have to travel outside of the area for specialty care. In pursuit of this goal, he tirelessly recruited hundreds of new physicians who will be soon housed in the new clinic, allowing for increased patient convenience and physician collaboration. Pikeville Medical Center is proud to partner with the Chamber and to be part of the growth that's taking place in our region. From a personal standpoint, I'm proud to live in such a progressive community with leaders possessing a can-do attitude. Our region has been challenged by geographic and demographics in the past, but the Southeast Kentucky Chamber of Commerce and Pikeville Medical Center are successfully eliminating those barriers and doing all that's necessary to take our region to the next level. Again, it's a privilege that all of you have joined us tonight, and again, I would like to thank you and enjoy a great evening.
But what I really wanted to talk about tonight, once my presentation comes up, just real quick, I'm not going to take long, but it's not necessarily going to be an update on the Chamber, but over the past year, there's been lots of talk about the future of Eastern Kentucky. And there's been lots of conversation, there's been multiple editorials across the state, the Herald Leader, everybody's talking about what's the future of Eastern Kentucky. So I want to take just a few moments and maybe give you a perspective from the Chamber as an organization that represents a large part of the business community in Eastern Kentucky, 500 members representing over 25,000 employees, what our thoughts are on the future of Eastern Kentucky. One of my favorite books is a book by Patrick Lencioni. It's called 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. And when you read the book, it's about an executive leadership and how to build your team and run your company. And I read the things that were there in the book. There's 5 dysfunctions. I'm going to go over them real quick. Absence of trust, unwilling to be vulnerable within the group, That's the first one. Fear of conflict, seeking artificial harmony over constructive, passionate debate. And I want you to remember that one. Lack of commitment, so lack of buy-in for group decisions, an avoidance of accountability, and inattention to results. What I really want to talk about is the fear of conflict and the refusal to debate, or the unengagement in constructive debate. So that's what I want to talk about. We've heard lots of debate in the last little bit about the future of Eastern Kentucky. So there's three big things that have been debated. One is the future of the coal industry. What's the future of the coal industry for Eastern Kentucky, and how's it going to impact our retailers, our service industry from the top to the bottom? Well, in this one slide, you can see here with the red that our area faces a challenge in the coming years. The Chamber's huge supporters of the coal industry. We're partners with the coal industry, and we believe in the coal industry. But the reality of the environment we've been put into is that Central Appalachian coal is becoming less competitive. I'm not an expert on that, but I can advise you that our coal has always been a higher quality and therefore sold for a higher price than Northern Appalachian coal in the Illinois Basin and even out in western United States. But with the new regulations and the changes in the power plants, they are now going to be able to burn that other coal and therefore buy cheaper coal as opposed to ours. So it puts us at a disadvantage that we all need to be engaged in, that we all understand the debate, that we know what we're facing. And the second thing that goes along with that that's been a huge debate, and that's been coal severance dollars and the coal severance taxes generated from that coal. You can see last year what our communities are facing, the significant drops in dollars that return to our local counties and local cities, governments. And there's a science behind coal severance. I don't want to get into that tonight. But there's a section that's the local government assistance fund, economic development assistance fund, and an economic development fund. A big portion of these dollars go back to run our communities, so that's why we're seeing budget shortfalls all across our counties. It's a huge debate that we all need to understand. We've got to figure out how to remedy it and be at the table deciding and giving our input on what we should do. And the third thing has been economic development. That's been the big debate recently. And the question of, can we compete? Can we diversify our economy? Can we be anything but a coal economy? And how do we put the pieces of that puzzle together? So in the last year, in the last 7 months, starting in January, AEP Kentucky Power hired a consultant to essentially come in and answer that question for us. Essentially what we did is we found if you're selling cell phones and you want to find out why people aren't buying, you go ask the people who aren't buying your cell phones. That's where you get your most impactful feedback if you're a company. So we went to a site consultant. These are groups that work for large companies to go out and find sites to locate their next plant. We brought them into Eastern Kentucky. We took them into our 8 counties. We let them see our industrial parks. We let them see our industrial sites. They met our local county governments. They met local business stakeholders and had a conversation and discussion about, can we compete when it comes to recruiting new industry to Eastern Kentucky. I'm going to show just a couple stats. Right here, the Cabinet for Economic Development, they track announcements out of Frankfort of new locations in Kentucky for either new industry or industry that's expanded and taken advantage of some of the incentives that the state offers. There's 459 since beginning of 2012, or beginning of 2011 through July of this year. In that same time period, in our 8 counties, we had 10. So 459 in the state, and we had 10 in our 8 counties. We've always felt disadvantaged because we're Eastern Kentucky and Lexington gets everything, the Golden Triangle gets everything. And are we competing with that? And what the consultants essentially found was that no, we're not. So if we're not competing, then who's our competition, and how do we address that? I took a few just to show within the state some of our competition. And when it comes to economic development, across the country, people are doing it regionally. Nobody is putting all their eggs in a local economic development effort. They're doing it in groups. Well, I pointed out just a few in our state that are doing that. Across our state, we have Commerce Lexington. It's the Chamber of Commerce in Lexington. They serve 8 counties. They have 8 counties in a partnership for economic development. So what do they have that we don't? They have 7 staff members on their chamber that all they do is economic development. They do business retention expansion. They do project management. They do site development. That's all they do. They had 107 in that same time period locations in their 8 counties. Greater Louisville serves 9 counties. They have 17 economic development professionals working every day. That's all they do. They wake up, eat, sleep, breathe. How do we build business? How do we recruit business? How do we build a climate for entrepreneurship? All that's under one umbrella. They have 17 people that's all they do. And they had 235 locations or expansions. In Greater Owensboro, they serve 2 counties. They have 4 full-time staff members and had 18 locations in the same time period. Northwest Kentucky Forward, that's Henderson. They have 4 counties. They serve 4 counties. They have 8 full-time economic development staff members and had 23 locations and expansions. Northern Kentucky, they serve 3 counties. They have 11 staff members that all they do is economic development, had 97 new locations or announcements. South Central Kentucky, that's Bowling Green. They have serve 10 counties, have 7 full-time economic development, and had 72 projects locate there or expand there. So what we're talking about is looking at Eastern Kentucky in that picture. And if you look at Eastern Kentucky right now, we essentially, on a regional basis, have 0 people doing economic development full-time every day. We have the Ad District with Denise Thomas, who does a fantastic job, but is way overworked and underpaid when it comes to economic development. So how do you compete if you don't have a staff, if you don't have a team in the game? How do you compete with the other projects? And that's the question that we're trying to answer. Also, they have full-blown websites with all their properties. I've pitched it this way a couple times. Imagine if you were a car dealership. You had 2 car dealerships. You've got one with a lot full of cars, with a big sign, with a website, with salesmen walking all over the lot. And then you had, if you compare that to our car lot as economic development in Eastern Kentucky, we got a few cars on the lot. We have no sign. Nobody knows where we are. We're not telling our story. We have no salesman. We have no website. And the consultant has essentially came back and said, you're not competing, but you can. That's the key that we're going to address over the next year. You can compete. So they have staff members that are doing it every day. They have dedicated budgets, and a lot of it driven by private industry. They have 7-figure budgets driven by private industry because they know the impact it has and it's a return on their investment. In Eastern Kentucky, in our 8 counties, I did just a rough estimate of there's really no regional economic development budget that is set every year dedicated to staff members and a program of work. But if you look across our 8 counties, there's over $3 million in local tax revenue that is pushed into tourism, which tourism's a great thing. But we found a way to fund that. We funded it at a high level, but we've not yet found a way to invest in economic development and get into the game. I want to show just a few slides here. Do we want to invest or do we want to compete as a region among ourselves and move companies from one county to the next? Do we want to compete at the state level? Do we want to compete at the national level or at the global level? Well, our chamber believes we need to get in the game and compete at the global level, the national level. We have parks that are ready. We have sites that have potential, but we've got to get behind them and we've got to do something different than what we've done in the past. So we've debated, we've competed, and the third thing I want to talk about is being innovative. Yeah, I was at the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce, their business summit, not too many weeks ago, and they had the chief operating officer from Xerox that got up and spoke. And she had one quote in there that it kind of stuck with me and made me think about where we are and what we're going to do. And the quote was this. It said, "The best way to predict the future is to create it. And she was talking from Xerox's point of view and how they changed from just a copier to what they do now. But I'm talking about Eastern Kentucky. The question I started with, what's the future of Eastern Kentucky? That's up to you and me and all the people in this room to create and figure it out. But we all got to be in the game together. We got to be in the debate. We got to start competing, and we got to be innovative. We got to do different things to build our local industry, recruit new industry, make partnerships to build a culture of entrepreneurism. And we have the partners and the abilities in this room to make that happen, and I truly believe that. So why do I care? Why do I come to work every day? It comes down to that right there for me, my 3-year-old little girl. You know, I come to work every day. I had to take her to school, preschool the other day, a couple days ago, and my wife usually takes her, Bethany, when she's here. I appreciate her. Couldn't be here without her, that's without a doubt. But I was taking her to school, and I don't usually do it, so I got just past the turnoff to her school, and I heard from the back seat, "Daddy, where's my school?" And I knew at that moment she knew I'd missed the turnoff, and she was being real polite. "Daddy, where's my school?" And I was like, "Oh, it's back there." So I went up the road and made a U-turn and came back. But every day I go to work, and she doesn't know about the politics that we face in Eastern Kentucky. She doesn't know about the challenges that we face in Eastern Kentucky. She doesn't know what economic development is, even though I'm trying to teach her when they ask her what she wants to be when she grows up, say, "I want to be a certified economic developer." She can't hardly say it yet, but she's getting there. But I go to work every day and I care. And I know you care. And we have to care for that generation of what's going to be the future of Eastern Kentucky. And how we do that is working together. So we've got big ideas this coming year. We've got big plans. We've got some big announcements. And I think everybody's going to be excited about what we're doing, because it's going to be a return on everybody's investment that's in this room, that's a partner of the Chamber. And our goal is to keep building that partnership and growing the value in what we do. So that's my Chamber update. I appreciate your attention on that. And we're going to move right along into our next segment. And we're going to ask one of my good friends. When I first came to the Chamber, he was the first board member I met, and got to be great friends with him since then. And he's passionate as I am. We believe in what we're doing. And I get paid to do it, and he volunteers to do it. And that means a lot. So I appreciate him. This is technically maybe his 4th term as chairman. He served 2 terms as the Pike County Chamber chairman. He's a long time involved in the Chamber. The Director of Marketing, Appalachian Wireless, Mr. Danny Van Hoos.
All right, well, thank you, Jared. And I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. We have a tremendous chamber, and I'm just proud to be the person that gets to lead this. And again, as Jared said, this will be my fourth year of leading the chamber over the last 16 years. But anyway, I'm thankful standing here today. I'm thankful to God for giving me the ability to live in an area that has such tremendous talent that can show up at an event like this and make a difference. I'm thankful for a wife and 2 sons that support me when when I'm away from home at night at chamber meetings or representing the company that I work for. I'm thankful for Appalachian Wireless and our CEO, Mr. Gerald Robinette, who is retiring this year after a tremendous career that he's had. But if you think about all of the things that we have to be thankful for in this region, our greatest resource, in my opinion, is the people, and that's a testament to the crowd that's here tonight. So I thank you so much for supporting this Chamber of Commerce. I promise we won't let you down. We'll work hard every day. Jared kind of teased a little bit about some announcements, and it is absolutely game changers. We hope that in the next several months, matter of fact, next few weeks, we'll be able to make some pretty historic announcements that will forever change Southeast Kentucky, and that's what our goal was to start with. You know, we are, without any doubt, without any question, and make sure you understand, if you don't take anything away from here tonight, you take away this. We are the local chamber, and we are the local chamber for not only Pike County, but we're the local chamber for 7 other counties. And that's what we want to do and support. You know, it's just as important for us to represent any one of those 216,000 people that live in those areas, because quite frankly, if we can help some county, it doesn't matter which one, we'll be able to, we'll all benefit from it. So it's very, very important that we're working together as a unified group. You know, we blur these county lines and work together. The sky's literally the limit that we would have for anything that we would try to accomplish. And I'm proud to lead this group, and at this time, I'd like to ask for our incoming board members, as I call your name, if you would, please come on the stage and stay with us until the entire group is up here. But each year, the way this chamber is created, our board makeup has 24 members. Every year, 8 members roll off and 8 new members roll on. So the new members that are coming on this year is Jennifer Brown from Red Brown Williams. Laura Dameron of Pikeville Medical Center. Mike Harris of Pepsi-Cola. Mike couldn't be here tonight. He has a brand new knee. Neil Middleton of WYMT. David Stratton of the Stratton Law Firm. Joel Thornberry of Caramore Pharmacy. Jim Workman of Eruption Technologies. And Jeff Vanderbeck of the Appalachian News Express. These folks represent our incoming board members, and I'm going to ask our returning board members to join them on stage as well. We'll start with Bev Scarberry of Foothills Broadband, Brad Hall of AEP Kentucky Power, Bruce Walters of Bruce Walters Ford, Charles McLaughlin from Walmart, Greg Kaiser of Three Rivers Medical Center, Grayson Smith of the Salyersville Independent, J.R. Blackburn from Merrill Lynch, James D. England from People's Insurance Agency, Dr. James Hurley from the University of Pikeville, Joe Adams of Pikeville Coca-Cola, Keith Casebolt of Casebolt Broadcasting and Marketing, Mike McCoy of the Bank of Heinemann, Rick Newsom from Community Trust Bank, Sam Carter from Tico Co., Sandra Johnson Penix from the Benefits Firm, and Skip Holmes from Fairway Outdoor Advertising. This is your board of directors for the coming year, and I'd also like to introduce the officers. Obviously, me as the chairman from Appalachian Wireless. Our immediate past chair is Tracy Sick of Shred All Documents and Rock Solid Records. Our chairman-elect is Mr. John Blackburn from First Commonwealth Bank. Our vice chairman is Shad Walters of the U.S. Bank. Our secretary is Joel Thornberry of Caramore Pharmacy. And the longtime lady that keeps us all straight is our treasurer, Miss Lynette Schindler of Lynette Schindler CPA Firm. Let's give everyone a big hand. Thank you.
I want to bring someone up real quick to say just a few words. We've got a new vice president of the chamber, Mr. Jacob Colley. He want him to introduce himself to you, put a name with a face, and realize he's going to be helping us building our partnership. And he's here if you have any needs in your chamber membership. This is Jacob Colley.
Thank you all and good evening. As Jared said, I'm Jacob Colley and I'm the new vice president at the chamber. Been with the chamber just over a month now, and I've had an opportunity to meet a lot of you all, but a lot of you I have not. So we wanted to take a chance so I could get a chance to introduce myself formally to the entire membership and tell you a little bit about myself. I'm from a small town in Virginia, in the coal fields of Virginia, just on the other side of the Break Spark called Hayside. Some people may have heard of that, some not. It's actually only about 38 miles from right here to my hometown. But that's where I grew up. I went to college at Virginia Tech, and after I finished tech, I worked in community banking as a consumer and small business lender in Grundy, Virginia, just across the mountain as well, and most recently in Abingdon, Virginia. So how did I end up at the chamber? Well, discovering the job at the chamber was a little bit unorthodox and probably longer than I have time to tell you the full story. But all I can say is that it's been a perfect fit for me after joining this organization. Central Appalachia has always been my home, and improving the community where I live has always been my passion. The only guarantee that our future generations will be able to have more opportunities than we have today is to invest our time and our resources in the efforts to leave our community better than we found it. To work for over 500 businesses with Jared and the rest of the chamber to improve our communities every day is simply amazing. To close, some brief comments with a well-known quote that my dad always said. Now, he's a football coach, so that may be a little bit more fun than going to an office every day. But to find a job you love doing, you won't work another day for the rest of your life. And working at the chamber so far, honestly, has not even felt like work. So thank you all, and I look forward to working with you and meeting each one of you. Thank you again.
All right, I'm going to bring one last group up, and then we're going to move right into our awards. Our Leadership Southeast Kentucky group, fantastic group year after year we put together. We go visit each of our 8 counties for day-long meetings talking about the big issues of Eastern Kentucky: economic development, tourism, finance, energy, natural gas, and coal. All those important issues that we face. This is an opportunity for the community to get out and learn about those. So we have our graduates this year. They completed the program, and if they would, as I read your name off, please come up on the stage. Kathleen Cox from Kellogg Company. They're one of our sponsors for the program. Definitely want to thank them, and I definitely want to thank Food City, another of our co-sponsors for the leadership program. We also have Leslie Fawcett from Big Sandy Community and Technical College. Tyler Crum from Citizens National Bank. Maria Coleman from U.S. Bank. Jason Keith Taylor. Was that an applause? Was somebody getting ready to applaud? Jason Keith Taylor, Community Trust Bank. Danita Reynolds, U.S. Bank. Julie Wilson, Coal Operators and Associates. Connie Cool, Community Trust Bank. David Snow, University of Pikeville. Morrison Stepp, WYMT TV. Tony Mullins, BT Media Group. Justin Prater, a student at the University of Pikeville. Dakota Maynard, First Commonwealth Bank. Rhonda Roberts, East Kentucky Exposition Center. Howard Roberts, University of Pikeville. Kevin Rose of Coca-Cola. Blake Scroggins, a student at the University of Pikeville. Rob Justice from Cisco. Jim Workman with Eruption Technologies, and Debbie Johnson with Food City. Congratulations to each of you. It was a long run, 9 months of meetings and days off of work, which I think they probably felt like our meetings were more work than if they'd been in the office. But we appreciate them, and they were a great group. Please give them a big hand. Thank you, guys.
Let's start with get the awards ceremony started. Tonight we'll be honoring many businesses and individuals from our communities who have done some extraordinary things for our region. Giving of awards is one way that we can recognize those individuals and businesses that have brought growth, success, and community service to Southeast Kentucky. Without further ado, we'll begin with our awards. The first award is going to be the award for outstanding contributions toward community service by an organization. It cannot be given to an individual, only to an organization or business who makes a difference in our lives, in the lives of our residents. This year's recipient has been chosen because of the many things they do, many acts of service for our local community. Seeing an opportunity to enhance economic development in its service area, AEP Kentucky Power recently contracted with a consulting firm to help local economic development authorities help themselves and their communities in the business recruitment and retention arena. Since early this year, Insight, the nationally known consulting firm engaged by the company, has been working with the Southeast Kentucky Chamber, Floyd County Chamber, Paintsville, Johnson County Chamber, Letcher County Chamber, and local businesses, community, and civic and government leaders in Floyd, Johnson, Knott, Lawrence, Letcher, Magoffin, Martin, and Pike counties to develop a cohesive regional approach to enhancing economic development. Kentucky Power regularly gives to dozens of local nonprofits, associations, and educational institutions. In 2012, Kentucky Power and/or the American Electric Power Foundation contributed more than $700,000 to various organizations throughout their service area. Ladies and gentlemen, accepting this award for outstanding contributions toward community service by an organization is Greg Polly of AEP.
I know this is the first, and I'll try to set the tone for the length of speeches, okay? By the way, I did notice those of us in the audience who grew up with the Beatles, we were moving our heads with the music as it was playing. But I proudly accept this award on behalf of Kentucky Power Company. We are committed to Eastern Kentucky. I appreciate so much the wisdom behind the organization of Southeastern Chamber. It's important to Eastern Kentucky, and I am committed, and my company is committed to try to help you and help us be innovative and creative. So thank you very much.
The award for Service Organization of the Year is given to an organization that has shown great support to the communities of Southeast Kentucky. The organization must strongly impact the community and serve its people. And the East Kentucky Small Business Development Center has done that. Without a doubt, it began in Pikeville as a cooperative effort between Morehead State University and the University of Pikeville. It was later housed with the Chamber of Commerce and then onto a self-supporting organization under the umbrella of Morehead State University. In 2012 alone, the East Kentucky Small Business Development Center counseled 278 clients. They created 34 business starts, impacted 150 jobs, and assisted in 30 loans, which resulted in over $8 million in economic impact in the 25 eastern counties. The East Kentucky Small Business Development Center hosted 37 training events in 2012 on various business-related subjects, and with 548 persons in attendance. It's my pleasure this year to give this award to a man who's been at it a long time. He knows it inside and out. Mr. Mike Morley. He's the director of the East Kentucky Small Business Development Center.
Jared, I'd like to accept this award on behalf of the Morehead State Small Business Development Center. I've been doing this a long time, and I've been doing successful things with the help of most of you people that are here tonight. I would like to recognize some of my staff that's here. Linda Casebolt, Michelle Spriggs, and Jay Marshall is here with us. So on behalf of the Kentucky Small Business Development Center, thank you.
Our next award goes to the Chamber Volunteer of the Year. This award is given to someone who exhibits the qualities of a servant leader and who has invested time and/or support in the Chamber. This person should have helped with multiple organizations within the Chamber or affecting the state of the Chamber. Skip Holmes, an expert in outdoor advertising, is the general manager of Fairway Outdoor Advertising Mid-Atlantic Division. Skip has been involved in numerous organizations: the President's Club, Rotary International, Big Brothers and Sisters, Junior Achievement, the Alvin Ailey Camp of Kansas City, the Road to Fame, Southeast Kentucky Chamber Board of Directors, Habitat for Humanity, Piper Rotary Club, and is a Kentucky Outdoor Advertising Association elected officer. Ladies and gentlemen, our Chamber Volunteer of the Year, Mr. Skip Holmes.
It's a pleasure to be recognized this way. I'm very fortunate that I have a company that allows me the time to do this volunteer work, but more importantly, I have people around me at the company that help me. And when I first came here, I've only been here about 2.5 years, I had the good fortune to tie up with Brad Hall and Jared and Jim Workman, who got me very involved in the Chamber, and then I got very involved in Rotary. It's been a great pleasure. I love the time I've spent in Southeast Kentucky. Thank you.
This time I'm going to ask if we have our representatives from the Shriners organization here tonight. Mr. Kent Bartley, if you're here, we're going to ask you to come up, and our city representatives and any county representatives that we may have. For many years, the Chamber and the local Hillbilly Clan, Number 1 Outhouse 2, and the local city and county governments have worked passionately together to build what is now Hillbilly Days, the second largest festival in the state, and we're proud of that. And it goes to a great cause to raise money for the Shriners Hospital and the children that need the help. They serve such a great need in our region. We have so many patients here in Eastern Kentucky that travel down to that hospital, and the local clan helps with that transportation. We really appreciate all that we do. And we have a check we'd like to present tonight that was for money's raised from Hillbilly Days as a donation, and in our partnership with the local Hillbilly Clan for $83,000. So please give them a hand. Couldn't do it without all the partners in that group.
All right, our next award is the Distinguished Service Award. It's a new award we are presenting this year. The award is presented to an individual who is honored for professional excellence, community service, and for actively assisting others in their attainment of professional excellence and leadership skills. Brad Hall has been an essential part of the Southeast Kentucky Chamber of Commerce. At this time, I'm going to bring up Brad Hall.
Danny just asked me if I wanted to say anything. That's almost funny. You know, I literally didn't know about this until about 2 minutes ago. A lot of people tried to keep this from me, and it's an honor to get this award because it was an honor to serve this chamber. There's a lot of people in this room that are good friends through the efforts that we've put together in this chamber, and there's a lot of unsung heroes out in this audience who believed in what we were doing, a board who worked diligently to create a regional chamber. We went to people who thought we were crazy, but we went to a whole lot of people who thought it was the best idea they'd ever seen. And I'm really proud that we all came together to create something so important to Eastern Kentucky. And what little role I played in it. It's an honor to get this award tonight, and I really love this community. I love this region, and I really appreciate my boss, Greg Polly, who hired me in this new position and still lets me work diligently for our communities in Eastern Kentucky, because that's very important for me. So thank you all very much.
All right, our next award is the Award for Business Person of the Year. It's given to an individual or to business partners who have demonstrated support for the advancement and leadership development of business and professionals in Eastern Kentucky. The recipient not only has the industry of our community at heart, but also the further development of its people. Our recipient this year defines this award. Since his early years, Bruce Walters has been in and around his family's automotive business, working several different positions within it. In 1996, Bruce actually joined his family's business. Bruce is the third generation to work in the business, which was started by his grandfather in 1960. Bruce currently serves the Southeast Kentucky Chamber of Commerce's Board of Directors and the University of Pikeville's Board of Trustees, Director for the Kentucky Golf Association, and is the Vice President of Green Meadows Country Club in Pikeville. Bruce resides in Pikeville with his wife Kitty and his two children, his son E.B. Walters III and his daughter Catherine. At this time, I welcome Bruce Walters. A little shy tonight. All right, our next award is Small Business of the Year Award. The Small Business of the Year Award is given to a business who has exemplified entrepreneurship in the region. The business should maintain a responsible and rewarding workplace environment, give back to the community through volunteerism, and should be a true representative of the entrepreneurship of the citizens of the community. Ladies and gentlemen, our 2013 recipient does not fall short on any of these criteria. As a result of the growing need for data protection and as the number one waste hauling clientele increased, an idea was born to begin an on-site mobile shredding division of their successful 30-year-old parent company, Leron Industries Incorporated. Shred All Documents business started out with a hand-fed shredding into a then large shredder attached to the back of a box truck with a small generator for energy. 18 years later, Shred All Documents has become its own entity and has served as a strong line of protection for each of its clients using the latest in the state-of-the-art equipment, a small fleet of computerized shred trucks, and by providing education at no cost to help keep their clients compliant with all new governmental requirements. Please put your hands together for the recipients of our Small Business of the Year Award, Mike and Tracy Sick of Shred All Documents. And I think they shrunk a little bit. Looks like we got Zach and Mallory. Who wants to say something?
Thank y'all for this award.
Don't get much better than that. All right, Jared, let's see. I think it's your turn. Is that right? Just go straight on the
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I'm going to go on and do the next one. We got Business of the Year Award. The Business of the Year Award is given to a business who's exemplified economic impact and expansion in the region. This business should have a stabilized workforce and influence on the local, county, and state level. In 2005, UMG was established by Greg May, Chief Operating Officer of UMG. UMG's primary focus is the operation and management of public utility systems and public works programs. They presently have long-term contracts with the City of Pikeville, Mountain Water District in Pike County, Troublesome Creek Environmental Authority in Knott County, and Dickinson County PSA in Virginia. The primary customers are the governing bodies of the cities and special districts whose utility programs are managed by the Utility Management Group. In recent years, UMG has diversified their business interests with Air Management Group, an HVAC installation and preventive maintenance company, and a small engine solutions, small engine and appliance repairs. Both services are located and operated out of their central office on Island Creek Road in Pikeville. They've been instrumental to Eastern Kentucky and West Virginia, ensuring that the local communities have consistent and reliable water, sewer, and other public services, and are a great example of a successful public-private partnership, which our chamber strongly supports. And today we have here with us, accepting the 2013 Business of the Year Award, Mr. Greg May.
From me and the employees of UMG, we want to thank the Chamber and the members for this award. We also want to thank our clients for giving us an opportunity. This award means a lot to me, and I feel that my employees feel the same. Any businesses is what they are because of great employees, family, friends, and blessings from God. I'd like to have my employees that are here with me tonight stand and be recognized, please. I have several of them here. Would you stand? Thank all of you, and thank the Chamber again, and thank our clients.
All right, folks, at this time, we're going to turn the program over to some representatives from the City of Pikeville, Mayor Frank Justice, and City Commissioner Mr. Barry Cheney. They've got some awards they want to present.
Dan, we want to thank you and the Chamber for allowing us to present our award here tonight. This individual is a graduate from Pikeville High School, a graduate of Pikeville College, a graduate of Rutgers University School of Banking. From 1993 to 1999, this individual was President, CEO, and Director of Community Trust Bank, Executive Vice President, Secretary, and Director of Community Trust Bank Corp. Incorporated. From 1999 to the present, the Chairman, President, CEO, and Director of Community Trust Bank Corp., Chairman of the Board, Community Trust Bank, Chairman of the Board, Community Trust and Investment Company. In 1996, this individual was the outstanding alumni of Pikeville College. 2000 was the outstanding alumni of Pikeville High School. In 2000 was the Governor's Economic Development Award. Was the Lane Report Outstanding Businesswoman. In 2000 was the Pike County Chamber of Commerce Outstanding Businesswoman. 2003 Pike County Chamber Ambassador Award. 2013 Chairman of the Kentucky Economic Development Finance Authority Board, member of the Kentucky Economic Development Partnership Board, Commonwealth Seed Capital, A-Arch Foundation, University of Pikeville board member. This individual lives in Pikeville and has a son, daughter-in-law, and 2 granddaughters residing in Nashville, Tennessee. This commission wishes to honor such a humanitarian and civic icon. This award is hereby presented in the name of Gene R. Hill.
I have to take this opportunity to thank the City of Pikeville because I'm truly humbled by this recognition. Pikeville is my hometown, and Eastern Kentucky is where I was born, and I do take every opportunity that I can to recognize this area. We are very important, not just to the state of Kentucky, but to the entire United States. We supply a lot of electricity with our coal, and I think it's important for us to be out there and show what we have in Eastern Kentucky. So thank you very much for the recognition.
All right, next is our Junior Williamson Ambassador Award. The Junior Williamson Memorial Ambassador Award has been given since 1991 in honor of the late Junior Williamson. Many will remember Junior Williamson, but many may not. Many may not know what a true ambassador he really was. The recipient of the Ambassador Award for this year deserves this award for sharing the beauty and goodness of our region to those who live outside of its borders. From the stage to the classroom and beyond, Jessica Casebolt serves as a volunteer, a performer, a student, and a leader. Jessica's heart lies in helping others, and her aspirations keep her active in her communities. Jessica is working across the Commonwealth of Kentucky as Miss Kentucky 2012. She is working to change the medical landscape of heart disease and is working to provide opportunities and assistance to others. Yet all the while, she is mentoring in your schools, performing in your theaters, and volunteering right in your own backyards. Her experience as Miss Kentucky 2012 and the years preceding it have been characterized by service. These years have been full of school visits, free clinics, charity runway shows, concerts, sports tournaments, toy drives, and much more. Throughout her term, Jessica was able to reach out to over 55,000 students along with numerous adult service groups, legislators, underprivileged and hospitalized individuals, business leaders, and peers. Ladies and gentlemen, accepting the 2013 Junior Williamson Ambassador of the Year Award is Miss Jessica Case-Bolton.
I can't even begin to tell you, it's such a blessing and such an honor to be up in front of you all today and to be receiving this award and to be honored for what I have been working very, very hard for in the past year. My year as Miss Kentucky was absolutely amazing, and even throughout my experience as what I like to call, I'm a brand new old has-been, but I still am trying to work and do everything that I can to promote Eastern Kentucky. Just like I can stand up here and tell you all day long that Eastern Kentucky is the best place to grow up, the best place to live, and as you all know, it's the best place to work. But instead of saying it, I've tried to show it. I've tried to travel all across the state and show people what an amazing place this is, what amazing people each and every one of you all are, what an amazing community we have all across the counties represented here. So, today I am just so thankful. I see so many familiar faces, so many friends, and from the beginning, I've been supported in not only pageants, but through my life. I don't know where I'd be without Danny Van Hoos and Appalachian Wireless and my Uncle Keith Case-Bolt and Donovan Blackburn and the city and Joel Thornsberry. I mean, everyone's played such an amazing part in my life, among many, many, many others. So, if I had an award to give, I'd definitely be giving it back to the chamber, but I really, really appreciate all the support throughout my entire journey and throughout my years Miss Kentucky. Thank you so much.
All right, our next award is the Citizen of the Year Award, and at this time I'd like to introduce to you Dr. James Hurley from the University of Pikeville, who will be presenting the award.
The Citizen of the Year Award is presented to an individual in southeastern Kentucky region who has over time consistently demonstrated excellence in professional and community leadership, has made or is making significant contributions to the welfare of the community through involvement and participation, and has given freely of their time and energy for community betterment, contributing to positive economic growth and stability for the region. The Booth Energy Group employs over 2,000 people in southeast Kentucky and southern West Virginia. Today, Jim Booth is the Chief Executive Officer and majority shareholder of Booth Energy Operations and Retail Division, but also takes pride in the service of the community. Jim has won many awards and has been recognized by many organizations, such as Chairman, Kentucky Chamber of Commerce, former Chairman, Morehead State University Board of Regents, University of Pikeville Board of Trustees, currently serving on the Executive Committee, 2 terms on the Federal Reserve Board in the Cincinnati District of the Cleveland Bank Federal Reserve, an outstanding College of Business alumni at Morehead State University in 2000, plus many more. Please join me in congratulating the 2013 Citizen of the Year Award, Mr. Jim Booth.
Thank you to the Chamber for the award. First time I've been to an event here. I walked in here tonight and was just overwhelmed with the turnout. Beautiful bunch of people here. And it's exciting to know that you're all involved and that Jared was talking to you about how we need to all work together in order to be able to keep East Kentucky growing and thriving. When I travel around the state, I hardly ever meet somebody that when we get started talking, their roots are from Eastern Kentucky. And, as James mentioned earlier, this year I'm serving as chair of the Kentucky Chamber. It's a very powerful instrument, and it was made to be the strong instrument that it is by someone from right here in Pikeville, Jean Hale. She hired the president that has taken us to the next level. So East Kentucky has always contributed, and you guys need to know that, continue to do it. And as Jared mentioned, we need to be creative.
And our final award for the evening is given to someone who has spent many years of his life striving to make the region a better place. The person receiving the Lon B. and Mary Evelyn Rogers Lifetime Achievement Award is someone who has a strong love for the region and has made a significant impact creating change and progression in the area. Terry Dotson, originally from Grundy, Virginia, was raised in Pike County, Kentucky, where he worked for his parents' service station and grocery store. In 1972, as a recent graduate from Pikeville College with a degree in music education, Dotson began his career with Worldwide Equipment in Bluefield, West Virginia, as a management trainee in parts and service. Excelling in sales, he was quickly recognized as the top distributor salesperson for Mac's Southern region in 1975. Over the next several years, he rose through the ranks from sales manager to corporate sales manager, and then to vice president, and finally the president and chief operating officer in 1981. In 1989, Dotson established an ESOP to purchase the company from the owners, and since then has become its chairman, president, and CEO of Worldwide Equipment Enterprises. With an ever-evolving vision for the company, Dotson has increased the number of locations, coverage of franchise representation, and a variety of services offered by Worldwide Equipment. The company currently operates 35 locations across 6 states, including full-service dealerships, parts-only stores, leasing offices, and custom fabrication and detail shops. Uniquely, the Worldwide Equipment also operates in-house financing and leasing companies, as well as a private label aftermarket parts line. In addition to his business pursuits, Dotson takes great pride in his civic leadership in the surrounding communities and in promoting participation and responsibilities to others. Among the long list of boards and advisory committees in which he is involved, which include the University of Pikeville, where he serves as chairman, the Mountain Christian Academy, Christian Appalachian Project, Boy Scouts of America, Floyd County Board of Education, and East Tennessee Walking Horse Association. Due to his remarkable work and outstanding citizenship, it is with great pleasure that the Southeast Kentucky Chamber of Commerce presents the Lifetime Achievement Award this evening to Mr. Terry Dotson.
On behalf of my family, my wife Judy and her kids, and our 1,200 employees, I appreciate the honor that the Chamber has bestowed upon us tonight. I knew Lon and Mary Evelyn Rogers, and you couldn't say Lon without saying Mary Evelyn, and their love for this community and this region, and especially what they knew as Pikeville College, and we now call the University of Pikeville. Everything that God's given me the opportunity to be a part of came about by the people that work with me and the people that inspired me early in my life, and an awful lot of those people existed on that thing we call the Hill. I love this area, love this community. It'll always be my home, no matter where we go. We currently operate in 6 states, and I'm proud to be from here. Our industry was born from the coal industry, the investment that was made there that we spread throughout from Charleston, South Carolina to Dayton, Ohio, and from Pittsburgh to Chattanooga. It was because of the investment we had here and the people that believed into us. We try to give things back and we try to invest. As a community, I beg you all to pay attention to that little place on the hill that we call the University of Pikeville. It is your single largest and most valuable possession. I care for it so much, and I care so much for this community. And I appreciate the honor that you've allowed for us and our company and my wife and my family. Thank you very much.
All right, give another big round of applause for all of our award winners tonight. It's important that as a community we recognize the successful businesses, the successful community leaders that we have in our community, so that we encourage more to follow in their steps and start businesses and get engaged in their community.